Gresham, I'm not sure which I was supposed to do a YouTube on, so I'm going to do it on two things at once here. Well, first, the call center board. These are call center boards that I have emailed to me. This one's from Seco, where they have today their goal, their actual, their variance, and then have the 1 day out, goal, actual, variance, 2 days out, 3 days out, goal, actual, variance. So they got it for by department. So there's their plumbing, drain, electrical, carpentry, HVAC. So they're filling it up pretty good here 3 days out. Making much better progress on this than they have in the past. So they're kind of down here on the drains. Drains are tough to fill because, it's more of a demand thing. But anyways, these are their 5 departments. So this is what I get from them in the morning, and then I get it in the afternoon, so I can see their progress. So I'm kind of helping them go through. That's one example. Let me pull up another one here. Let me close that out. Find another one here that somebody else is sending me to. Here's Stevie with Pan Home Services. His is a little sideways here, but you can kind of see plumbing. They got 4 techs. This is their goal. This is their actual, and there's their variance. So they're just showing me the next 3 days out. So 6-4, 6-5, 6-8. And I get this in the morning and I get it in the afternoon to find out how well they're doing on making sure and they're pretty good about getting this down to 0 all the way across here. Now their HVAC seems to be picking up pretty good, so they're booked out pretty solid here on the HVAC side. And they're still got some work to do here on the plumbing side. Anyway, I found these boards, the owners like the fact that I'm having them do this because not only are they holding them accountable, but now they feel like an outside person is holding them accountable. And I just look at them and I send them an email back saying, hey, great job, keep up the great work, guys, and let's go from there. So it doesn't take long to do it, and I think it's very well worth the energy to do it for these guys. Let's see if we got some other ones here. Actually, let's jump into, you had a comment about, I mentioned I was going to do a YouTube video, and I don't remember doing that, but yeah. Oh, no. That's right. It's about the cleanings. Okay, so here's the process that I've laid out for Pan to use, and Stevie's, and I actually got this process from, I believe it was Mike or Jeff Allen from Allen Services, and then I rolled it out with Brother Bob, and they have yet to implement it. Of course, I'm the crazy uncle, pull my finger here in Kansas City, so it's kind of hard to move the needle over there at Bob's place. But at Pan's, what I did with them, and also now at Craney's, if you're working with Craney's too, ask them how they're, if you can send you a picture of their baby wipe bucket. But Stevie took this thing right off the bat, and he went to his guys, and we had a tech meeting with the guys to explain what cleanings was, and went through the history of it, and I did a webinar on it, so I had them all listen to the webinar on the cleaning piece. But to get buy-in, the techs are still hesitant because nobody's ever really had them do cleanings before. So Stevie had Stevie give these guys the wipes and have them go in and tell them you want it stapled to their invoices or their finding sheet for every call they go on. And what you want them to do with the baby wipe is to open up the bottom cabinet on the blower assembly of the air handler and just wipe the inside panel. All I want to do is, I don't want to touch the motor, I just want to wipe the inside panel. And then put it in a baggie and staple it to your invoice. And bring it back to them. And so it took Stevie probably about a week to get everybody on board to do this. And he's only got 3 or 4 guys to begin with. So some guys were hesitant and he had to stay on them. So constantly after a week, he was finally getting some consistency. So then after another week, they had a whole bucket full of these things. And then he dumps them on a table. He says, what does this represent, guys? And well, it represents, they're all dirty, I guess. So where'd the dirt come from? that come from the customer's systems. So what kind of opportunity does that give us? Well, I guess we get offer cleanings. Oh, now there's a revelation, right? Isn't that what Jim was just talking to you about 3 weeks ago? Yeah. So, but now they got the proof. So they had to prove it to themselves that every one of these systems that they went out on were dirty. And now they have the proof to offer it to their customers. So now they're starting to sell, and like Stevie said in this email, I don't know, was this email or one prior to that, they ran 9 calls and they sold 7 cleanings out of the 9 calls. He's a smaller company, but my thought process is this, and my math down here, what if it's a larger company? Yeah, that's $1,700 a day to a small company. That's a lot of money for them, and that's a day. You times that by a week, now you're close to about $8,500, right? So that's $8,750. So that's a chunk of change in itself. And here's the thing with the cleanings is all that money goes to the bottom line, because the cost for the baby wipes are pennies. So let's say minus the baby wipe cost, that goes to the bottom line, because your labor is already there. You already have the tech there. It's just that right now he's not cleaning, so you're sending him to another job and you're paying him to drive to another job instead of paying him to stay there and clean the system. So the labor is already there. So they're collecting this additional money, and this is the cash flow for HVAC cleanings. And I would even argue, matter of fact, I'm coming to more of a belief on this, that the revenue you get from cleanings, the gross margin dollars that you get from cleanings, is more than you get from equipment change out. And here's my reasoning behind that. We go out twice a year and clean the systems, and they're dirty every 26 weeks. And a tech that doesn't believe that, just ask him a question. So how often do you clean your house? And this is in my webinar, but I'll say it again. How often do you clean your house? And they come to the conclusion that we clean it once a week. Okay. So if you clean your house once a week, is it reasonable to think you should clean the inside of your house once every 26 weeks? You think there's any dirt there? So once they start seeing that light bulb come off, and then you get them the proof of seeing the dirt actually on the baby wipes, then they start making action on this. So basically, we clean these systems twice a year. So one time we can clean all 3 components of the system: the condenser, the A coil, and the air handler. So we do them for $100 a piece. $100 for the A coil, $100 for the air handler, and $100 for the condenser. There's $300 once a year, because it's for one of the trips. The second time, I'm not able to really clean the condenser because there's frost on the ground or snow or whatever. Down south you could, but up here in Kansas City or Minnesota, you're probably not going to be able to do that. So you're probably going to clean the A coil and the air handler. And why the A coil? Well, air's flowing right through that A coil in the heating season, just like it is in the cooling season. So now you get $200 on those cleanings. So in the course of a year, you get $500. Now, if you change out a piece of equipment every 15 years, that $500 over the next 15 years is $7,500. Now, I can wait 15 years now and change out the system, and let's say I sell a $15,000 system, and it's a 50% gross margin. So I got $7,500 with a system change out every 15 years, where I get $7,500 for my cleanings every 15 years. Okay? So it's the cash flow. If I don't do the cleanings, I'm missing out on $7,500 in cleanings between the 15-year change outs. So that right there just totally doubles your revenue size just by doing the cleanings. And the gross margin is, now that's on a $15,000 system. What do systems really go for today? They're 10, 12. So if it's 50% margin, then they're $5,000 and $6,000 gross margin cleaning every 15 years. A cleaning is giving you 7,500 gross margin over 15 years. So my argument is cleaning gives you more gross profit dollars than a system gives you. And it's just math. But anyways, that's my whole thought process behind that. And that's the importance of the cleaning here, is the cleaning is a cash flow. Because when we go out on calls, we can clean it every call. Every demand call we can offer cleaning on, every system check we can offer cleaning on. All right? Now, you can't do a repair with every call. And if you do, you're going to see on the news, right? So the key here is the cleaning is the cash flow for the service business. We'll get a few repairs along the way, and our ultimate goal is to turn it over to a system change out, right? But in the meantime, let's cash flow this effort with the cleanings. You know, you do 4 cleanings a day, and if it's a mixture between the $300 and the $200 one, let's say it's $250 average, there's $1,000 a day just in cleanings. I know companies that don't even make $500 to $300 a day. They're sending their service technician out on system checks. And we're doing these on system checks because we're going to clean. The cleaning is the additional charge on the system check. Remember, we're just checking the system. It's another reason why I want to talk about changing our nomenclature of spring tune-up and fall tune-up. You know, the word tune-up implies that you're going to do a cleaning. Well, we're not charging enough money on our service agreements at $9.95 a month to do a cleaning. It's not there. They get enough benefit out of their service agreement of priority service, no after-hours calls, no diagnostic fee, discount on the price, and we come out twice a year and check their system. So that's enough of a value for the service agreement for the $99 that they're paying, or $119 a year that they're paying. Anyways, I'm going to stop this because I see that I'm coming up to around 12, 13 minutes. So I'm trying to cut these down. I kind of ramble. Okay, talk to you.